All right, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your participation. Because today's segment is a bit different because why I'm speaking to in front of so many people here, which also we have agents who are here. We also have consumer are here as well. So my speech today, I think will benefit the agents as well. I also actually plan something for the consumer too, so that you guys can also understand that what as a homeowner, what you should be doing. But before I start off, I just want to address to all the agents here. How many of you are here? How many of you are, sorry, is it moving? How many of agents here are actually looking at ways to increase your sales for the rest of 2014? No. So the client here is actually to increase your wealth. True or not? Yes, right. That's the reason why we are here. But before I could talk further, maybe wait for this. Oh, right, okay. All right, so our objective here is to share with you guys here how you can actually increase your sale and what should homeowners be doing here. Right, before we look at it, what are the brutal facts that I want a lot of agents are now, in fact, they are actually very stressed whether what is their direction supposed to be? What can they actually be focusing on? Many people are telling me, hey Kelvin, what should I be doing next? How can I increase my sales? The other thing here is that also buyers are expecting the prices to drop as well. They say, hey, why not wait for 1 Why don't we wait until next year? Then the price is right, then I come in and buy. So how should agents handle all this objection, which I'm going to share with you later on as well? As for the sellers, they are also not willing to lower down their price too. So that makes the agents more difficult to convince the owner to let go at a reasonable price. So what should agents be doing too? Next, of course, during all this, a lot of agents are also struggling. Hey, advertising so much on the newspaper. Can I still make money? At the end of the day, a lot of people are still calling me or not. I think a lot of agents have been advertising. How many of you who advertise got a lot of calls one? Don't have also, right? So that is the truth, right? So at the end of the day, we spend so much money, but at the end of the day, we don't get the kind of calls coming in. So what should agents be doing now? The next step, right? Next thing here is that I think a lot of agents, I'm not so sure, have you been also working very hard like a tour guide has been serving your customer from one place to another place? Yes or no, right? We are working damn hard, because why? We have been showing, we are just like a tour guide has been showing our customer all around. I've done that before in 2006 when I just started to go into private property. Wow, I tell you, it is tremendous. The amount of work that we have been doing, right, is really a lot. At the end of the day, what do I learn most? When I'm not focused at time, at the end of the day, I show my customer from one condo to another condo to another condo. At the end of the day, what do I learn most? I did not close a lot of deals. But what did I close? What do I learn most? The road name. Right, at the end of the day, I get to know more about the road names because why? I was doing District 910. At that point of time, District 910, what I know is very simple. Orchard Road, all the shopping center, which me and my wife like to attend, right, to go there for shopping. But if you ask me for all the respective road names, I tell you, I'm totally lost. So, by serving our clients has improved our knowledge in terms of the road name. But the results are not showing. So what should agents be doing now? I think that is critical. So how can we help all these agents to do well and help them to actually serve their client more effectively, which I'm going to share with you later on. Of course, a lot of people may not have a clear direction. What is the right direction for you guys to actually achieve the result that you wanted to? Which I believe that there is always a right techniques and using the right system to help you. But the thing here is that many people may be lost. Many of us here may not know exactly what should we be doing. As a result, whatever comes along, I just do. Is that the right way? I probably want to share with you later on how am I doing? How should my last 10 years and 11 years when I'm doing sales, how can I continue to do well in my sales? Maybe I will share later on to all the real estate agents. And the worst of all, if you are surrounded with people who are very negative always complaining to you do you know what do you need to do now? Zao. Right? We better run away from all these people. Those who keep complaining to you on your left ear or your right ear is, market bad Wow, what should we be doing? This type of people you siam lah. right? Better run away. Don't be so near to them. You must always tell yourself when somebody tells you this thing, what must you say? Heng another person is going to leave the industry already. We better siam right? So of course, at the end of the day, when the market is not so-called doing well, a lot of people will become negative. So the moment we start to be associated with this group of people, you will tend to feel sad as well. And when you feel sad, your energy becomes low. When your energy becomes low, you cannot even talk to your client with passion, with conviction to your customer. So as a result, your sales may not come down because the way you talk. Let me just share with you here. Today, a lot of customers who buy things not because the product. They buy things because of you. They buy because the way you deliver. If you deliver in such a way that you don't even have energy, can you imagine your clients in front of you? Would they feel excited to buy the property from you? They will think twice. Because why? They cannot feel you. And that's the reason why, for all the real estate agents, if you want to do well, my advice to you here is your energy must really be doing well. I'm sorry, today my throat is actually not doing well. But I still have to project myself in such a way that I have all this energy standing in front of you here. Because why? If I don't have energy, I think a lot of people later on will sleep. So because you all just have your tea break. So the moment that if we cannot have this energy to share with you, how can you actually benefit from my sharing later on? Now, I believe everybody is here because you want to know how you can increase your sales, how you can actually work less and earn more money. True or not? Yes or no? Yes. Thank you very much. So, in order to learn effectively, what we need to do here is very simple. First, you guys must have fun, right? When we are learning something, all of us must enjoy. We cannot be sad. We must enjoy what we are learning now. So today, first thing that you have to learn from me here is to have fun, right? When you have fun, means that you can actually learn more effectively. The next thing that you need to do here is involve. I'm very happy today, at least when I ask questions, people do respond to me. So in order to involve means you participate. So later on, if I were to ask you any question, please participate. Because the moment we participate, we are actually engaging. We are actually learning. Same thing, when you talk to your customer, if you are not engaging by just one-way traffic, you think the customer can listen to you? Can't. They cannot absorb. So you need to engage. So I need you to be involved. The next thing that you need to do here is share. Right? If the more you share, the better you are. It cannot be a one-way traffic. It must be a two-way. If you guys have anything you would like to share with me, please let me know. Same thing. My job is also to be here to share with you what you can learn from me at the same time. Next, help. I think all the real estate agents here, today is a tough market. How can we help one another to do well in this business? And if you look at the four-letter word here, it's very simple. It's fish, right? I'm going to share with you what are the right techniques and what are the right systems that can help you to achieve your result. But before I can share with you something, maybe I just want to touch a little bit about myself, because some of you may not know who I am as well. Some of you may know. Myself, I'm in the business for about 11 years with my wife. That is my wife. Basically, just to let you know, we have been in the #1 producer since 2009 to 2010, 2011. At the same time, we have grossed more than $1 million in terms of our sales. Not because we have actually worked very hard. In fact, it's the way we function, the way we work, which I'm going to share with you later on. Of course, I'm also being featured in most of the medias as well, just to share my opinion about the real estate, whether is it to the investor or towards the real estate agent people. Of course, I'm also being featured in the AM Live Channels News Asia as well. I'm also featured in the newspaper, if some of you have read it. Now, my latest book is also being featured because within the first day I sold more than 1,000 copies. Today, I've actually brought in some books at a special price of $20 for those people who are interested to read. So far, all the consumer who has read, they really find that it's interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm sharing with you about what I've achieved is not to boast about what I've actually done so far. No, that is not my objective here. My objective is very simple. Because why? Before I become a real estate agent, anybody know who am I? Nobody, right? I'm an Air Force regular who worked from Monday 9 to 5. At night, 7 to 10, me and my wife will help managers to do telemarketing. real estate telemarketing. Actually, before that, I do SCV cable vision telemarketing. So subsequently, I actually done property, and that's why me and my wife decided, hey, let's join the real estate business. If not, I don't even know anything at all. Why am I telling you this? Is to tell you guys here, I don't come from a rich family at all. Today, what I've achieved something for myself is because I work hard. It's also because I have the right techniques and the right system to help me. And that's the reason why I want to tell every one of you here, if you are a real estate agent, as long as you are willing to learn, willing to improve, you can also be what I have done and what I've gotten for myself as well. The only thing is probably you do not have the right techniques and the right system now to assist you, which I'm going to share with you later on, some of these techniques that I can actually offer to you. Now, why do I see a window or opportunity to me now? First, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you keep complaining or are you not focusing at all? Because this is what I have been hearing. Worse still, many people are not prospecting. They are all sitting at home waiting for customer to call you. My friend, I can tell you here, this is no longer the way it's going to be. Now, you better take out the phone and start calling, right? If you're not calling, then something is not right now, right? Of course, the next thing here is that also the people around you, if they are negative people, I think you should really move yourself away from all these people. Look at all those positive people. Stay closer to them. I believe they will give you the energy that you need. Of course, if you're waiting for people to call you, I think that is tough, really. Because why? A lot of clients today do not have a need. Why the number of transactions has dropped is very simple. Because there is not enough buyers on hand. The sellers has no intention to sell because why? There's nothing to buy. There's nothing they can do now. With TDSR in place, what can they do? They can't. So what should a real estate agent be doing now? I think that's what we need to do at. Now, before we go into deeper about some of these techniques, let me just share with you this whole thing here. You need to understand where are you now. How many of you are here that you will tell yourself, hey, if Kelvin give me anything, I also won't bother one. I will not do anything one. I also tell myself, I cannot do one. Anybody? I don't think so, because that's why you are here, right? You guys are here because you are willing to learn. If you belong to this group of people, finish. No need to work anymore, right? Of course, if you belong to this group of people who are willing to do and definitely can do, the only thing that you need now is the right techniques and the right system. You become one of the champion producers here. Of course, there's another group of people, they wanted to do so much. But the problem here is they don't have the skill set. They are willing to do. These people belong to the person who are coachable. That means as long as you give you the right techniques, you guys are definitely willing to learn and willing to improve. Right? True or not? Are you guys willing to learn? Yes. Only this side. The rest, no. The rest don't belong to the last one, If you belong to this one, jialat already, that's it, right? Of course, I guess all of you are here not. Definitely, you guys are willing to learn. The last one that is, maybe you are not willing to do, but you can do one. It's just that you tiki la mai zhou la, right? Don't do, right? This group of people. But this group of people, no worries, counsel. When you go to some counseling, like you can come to me, I can counsel you, probably you can do better in a sense, right? Why am I sharing with you this whole thing here? Because why? If you do not know where are you now, if you do not even know your skill set now, how are you going to improve in your sales? How are you going to improve your production? You need to find out where are you now. Without knowing where are you now, I'm quite sure you will not know what you want to go for. Remember, if you want to drive a car, you know a direction. You know that is the point that you want to achieve your result. Same thing, 11 years ago, me and my wife, we do not know anything at all. Nobody teach me about real estate. But there's only one thing that I want to tell myself and my wife here is that I want to work hard. I want to earn the kind of money that I want to earn. I want to go out and help many people out there who want to learn how can they grow their wealth through assets. And that is my job. When you know the direction, it's easier for you to do well in your business. Now, if you guys think that the last couple of years, the methods that you're using will still work, let me just share with you, it will have to change. You need to change now in order to improve your sales. That's why it's time to tell yourself, change. You need to learn new skill. Because why? When the market moves in different direction, there's different skill set need to be learned. You need to understand how to do it, which later on, I'm going to share with you more. So what's the formula to be successful in 2015? You need to be very focused. Why? Because why? If just now when I show you my result, it's very simple. Why am I showing you my result? It's because the last 10 years, me and my wife are constant producer in the market. What have I done? I'm a HDB agent for the first 5 years by doing only HDB. Subsequently, I moved on to do private property and nothing else. Of course, recently I've actually went into commercial properties and overseas market as well. Because why? I want to learn. The day I stop learning is the day I'm gone. That's the reason why I tell myself, I have to make sure I learn. I have to improve myself. Same thing for all of you seated here. You guys need to improve. Please do not shut your door here. Once you shut, that's it. I believe you guys here are not, because you are here sitting here today. We have such a strong crowd. Because why? You are interested to learn how to improve. Now, and if you want to improve, the most important here, you need to have the right techniques. Next, you need to have the right system to help you as well. If you don't have these two, you're probably not able to achieve the result that you wanted to. So how? Now, many of us here, many of the consumer here always ask Kelvin or ask any of the agent here, is it the right time to buy now? Right? Will price drop or not? Should I wait for it to drop further before I buy? How should agents answer you? That's another important question here. A lot of agents maybe will say, hey, no problem. Mr. Buyer, no worries. The price will definitely go up one day one. Especially now the developer has cut price. You should be buying now. You think the consumer will believe in you? No. The consumer will not think, because the consumer will think, all these agents just want to close deal. That's why they ask me to buy. They say price won't come down. That is the truth, right? So if you want to answer to your consumer, you have to say, no problem, Mr. Buyer, I totally agree with you and I understand. But let me share with you, right? A lot of people say they want to time the market. How do we time the market? Do you know there's something that you cannot time? Do you know what is that? Anybody knows? Huh? Toilet, Toilet can just walk out only. Quite near. All right? So, of course, there's one thing that, that we cannot time is actually our age. And that's the reason why I always encourage a lot of younger people or younger generation, if you have made some money, is to start to put your money into properties. Right? Of course, here is, how do we tell our customer, is it the right time to buy? How can we time the market? Is there a way to time the market? Let's look at this whole thing. If today, if you want to buy a property here, it's May 2014. A lot of people say, I want to wait, maybe not buying now. But the time here is that, right, when you buy in May, when can you sell? May 2018. And when we buy the property today, 2018, we hope that the price will go up. We hope that the price will go up. But if you want to time the market, you say, next year then I buy May, right? When can you sell? May 19. Happened that May 19, the price came down. So how to time the market, right? Because why? It's so difficult to time the market because we have seller stamp duty. It's not that you do not want to sell, but because of seller stamp duty, you say, hey, why must I sell my property? I think my prices will go up. But if any one of you seated here, if you're with me, in 2007, the price went up so fast. In 2008, the price came down so fast as well. In just 1 year, the price can come down. A lot of sellers, like myself, in 2007, I bought a property at 1,006 per square foot. First quarter 08, the price went up to 1,007 plus. I tell myself, don't sell up because I think the price will continue to go up. Unfortunately, it dropped to $900 per square foot in 2009, right? The question is, did I lose money? If I never sell, where I got lose, right? If I don't sell, where I lose, right? But today, did I make? Yes. But today, did I sell? Also no, because why? At the end of the day, I get very good rental income. At the end of the day, I do not want to sell because why? I see that the amount of returns I can get from the tenant, which I don't need to sell at all. That's why a lot of people say, I want to time. But nobody can time because why? When you want to sell that time, that year may be a downfall year. So how to sell? So, but the only thing that you want to time, but don't forget, our age are also going up. When your age goes up, you want to borrow also cannot. You will have problem in borrowing because why? Now worse, last time we can still borrow up to 75, now 65. So a lot of people want to borrow but cannot borrow. At the end of the day, you are worried. Wow, every month the installment so high, should I be buying now? You end up not buying. A lot of people say, I wait. Last couple of years, I should have bought, but I did not buy anything. A lot of people are always saying the same thing. But end up, these people always never buy property. The most important here is, I'm going to share with you later on, how do I analyze a property, whether do we have a potential or not. We cannot assure we should make money, but what is the potential? Let me share with you later on. So, why do we need to put money in the real estate? I think that is something that you need to ask yourself. Very simple. This year, this year, January, the government actually announced the government is going to cut down the GLS. What does it imply? It means very simple. A lot of developers will be trying their best to fight for a piece of land. So at the end of the day, they need to price it higher. So when they price it higher, eventually, what will be the selling price in the future? Especially now, not just Far East Capital Land. Now consortium are falling in. Fund managers are coming in to buy the piece of land. So as a result, everybody is fighting so hard for the piece of land. So the chances is the prices, will it come down? Not very so-called a lot, but maybe plus minus here and there. But long-term wise, people are still paying because of the cost of construction. Inflation will cause everything to move upwards. This is the chart that you can see. Why the last couple of years the property price went up so much? It's because of the lack of supply here. When the government pump up the supply, that's what we are talking about now here, is oversupply. A lot of people here talks about oversupply now, which people are concerned. That's why the government says that now let's cut down the land supply so that we can mitigate the issue of oversupply issue. Next, if you look at the land bid, in 2012, despite all the measures, the bid was 651 average. Subsequently, in 2013, the price per square foot went up to 807, $200. Despite all the measures, a lot of developers are still very confident in Singapore. Why? Why? We need to understand first thing, why the government want to increase population. Whether you like it or not, I strongly believe that if the government really want to increase the population, likelihood it will come, right? So why did we, as an agent, I think why do we need to understand population? I thought I just need to sell house, right? Or I just need to show a buyer to buy a house. But why do I need to know about population? But to me, I feel that as a real estate agent is no longer the past. You need to learn more. You need to be more equipped with knowledge. Why? If you look at the issue here is aging population. The government is actually very concerned about aging population here. Now, based on 2012, for every senior citizen who left, 5.9 people of the younger working adult is supporting one senior citizen. If the population going to stand still now without increasing, what will happen next? One senior citizen will be supported by two so-called working adults. Can you imagine what will be our economy be? What will be our GDP be? Our economy will slump. When that happens, what will happen next? Our prices will come down. Our children will be affected. Do you want to see that happen? Definitely not the government wanted. The government want the economy to do well. The government doesn't want to stop the price from coming down. No, they just want to make sure that the price move off gradually, right? Move on gradually. It's not about killing the price. If you look at all these charts here, it tells you very simple. Now, for every two citizens start working, they are supporting one every citizen exceeding. If the numbers doesn't goes up, 0.7 citizens start working for every one citizen exiting. Can you imagine when that happened, right? I do not want, those people who are holding assets, you'll be thinking, wow, what will happen next subsequently? That's the reason why the government is working so hard to make sure that our population will eventually has to reach 6.9 million in order to make sure that there will be no aging population issue, which all the real estate agent, you must know. Because why? That is something for you to let your consumer know, your clients know, why they should be looking at long-term investment in Singapore. Unless you think that Singapore, you got no confidence, right? If all the Singaporeans here, you should be confident that our Singapore will definitely move in a sense, in terms of property. But the only thing is, how do we analyze? That's how we look at it later on. Our population, we are looking at 6.9 million. If you look at the numbers, 2012 was 128,000. 2013, the government has did a fantastic job in such a way that the population dropped to 86,000. Well, they have done a good job by so-called making all the Singaporeans happy that the population has come down. But the true fact here is that based on white paper, they only forecast in 2013 is 81,000. In fact, they have done well. They have actually done 86. And they are in the time, right, to hit 6.9 million. Everything is being planned for in such a way that our government is very solid. One thing the government do is that they always plan ahead. They always think ahead of what we are thinking. which is important for us as a real estate agent to know is because we need to share with our customers, our clients, what is our future. Whether will the population increase, help to increase the property prices or not. You need to look at this. I'm not so sure how many of you would know in 1975 what is the population then. In 1975, the population was only 2.26 million. Today, the population is 5.4 million. What do we see from here? The high is always higher than the previous high. The low is always higher than the previous low. So a lot of people always want to time the market. But how do you time? When is the right time? But most important, my friend here, all the customers here, all the consumer here, most important, we are not asking you to speculate. We are here to ask you to look at long term. If you look at long term wise, if you hold on to a property, this is what we are seeing. Can you imagine 2030, what will happen next? What will be the property price then? You just have to ask yourself. Because this is the URA price index, it moves in that manner. So, if you have the holding capacity, you have the holding power, take it as long term. Just take it as long term. That's the reason why when I launched my first book, this book called Why Property is a Saving Plan, it has a lot of meaning here. That's why from now, I don't look at property as a when to buy, when to sell. No, it's about how can I own more assets. Let the tenant help me to save more money. And that's what all the homeowners should be looking at. Now the question here is, will price drop? Well, I think the HDB market definitely has a very impact because it has gone up 101%. That's why now the prices are moving downwards. High-end property definitely is affected too. Because why? Because of the 18%, right? As the ABSD is coming in, foreigners are not coming. As a result, prices are coming down. How about mass market? Mass market, how many of you are homeowners here? A lot, right? How many of you want to sell cheap one? How many homeowners want to sell cheap one? Don't have, right? That's the answer, right? If you are staying in your own apartment, will you sell cheap? No. So how will the price come down when you don't even want to sell cheap, right? We have homeowners here always says, hey, I don't want to sell cheap because why? I think my prices will continue to go up. That's for sure, right? True or not? A lot of homeowners here will never tell yourself that the price will come down one. Because I'm also like that, right? I believe every one of you seated here will think like me as well. You will never think that the price will come down. You will think that the price will continue to go up. And that's the reason what homeowners should do today. Later on, I'm going to share with you later on what should homeowners be doing. Next, many homeowners here do not have an urgency to sell. That's why they can hold, right? Of course, with the government cutting down the land supply, it gives a lot of opportunity for the price to move as well. The land cost is higher. As a result, the prices has to move too. And with SSD involved and higher down payment, in the past, it's slightly different. We have 90% loan, 80% loan. But today, the government make it in such a way it's 40% or 50%, which a lot of us here has paid a lot of down payment to a property. Do we need to sell urgently when we pay so much? No. Do we need to sell? No need. That is the reason why the prices for the mass market are not coming down as much because we have holding power. And most important here is that a lot of us cannot buy now. If we sell, we cannot even buy because of TDSR in place. And most of the owners today has made enough profit. They don't even need to sell urgently now. So how will prices come down effectively? Yes, it will come, but it's a very gradual part. So the most important question here is now, how do we analyze which kind of property is worth to consider? So to all the real estate agents, where is the gold mine now? Well, commercial is definitely one of the gold mine because why? There's no SSD. SSD is only for industrial, right? Commercial is definitely not. No ABSD as well. So a lot of people are buying based on commercial property, industrial. But the true fact here is that a lot of residential owners are not that familiar with commercial property. In fact, they are more familiar with resi. So if you ask the resi people to go and buy commercial, some of them may not be even comfortable. Just like myself, if the first time when I buy my first retail unit, wow, 4,000 plus per square foot, I was thinking, I used to buy $800 per square foot, suddenly jumped to 4,000. Is it a stress level, right? But ultimately, why we did not buy is because we don't have the knowledge. We don't have the skill set. But if you have the knowledge, I think you will do something for yourself, right? Now, another thing here is that mass market. To me, I feel that this is the best market. Why? A lot of real estate agents, my advice here is that you should be looking at mass market. Because why? Many of the homeowners here today, they are owning one asset. They only have one asset. I really urge all the real estate agents to go and share with all the customers out there. Please don't call and call the customer, hello seller, you want to sell or not? I got potential buyer. This one old-fashioned, right? This one does not work anymore, right? You should be calling your customer not to ask them to sell, is to share with them how can they use their current assets to work hard for them. You see, a lot of them has this opportunity. And that's the reason why I say that mass market is where the money is, where you can actually share with your customer. Today, real estate agent, we are not just want to make money. Our job here is no longer just an agent job, in my opinion. I always feel that real estate agent here is to share with customer out there how can they use their assets to work hard for them. To me, it's no longer like last time, sell and buy. This is no longer. To me, it's about how you can help person to grow their wealth. I think this is what the future real estate agents should be looking forward to in the future. Well, for those people who are focusing on the investment market, this market is not doing well because a lot of owners here are holding more than 2 or 3 properties. Today, they are not interested to sell. They cannot buy. That's why a lot of investors now are moving overseas properties. They're looking at overseas development as well. And this is what they're looking at. Next, landed. For those people who has been doing landed, continue to stay focused. Because why? A lot of people want to jump into the landed, eventually they will go away. Because why? Landed is a very, very tough segment which you need to have all this knowledge. Just like myself, 11 years in the business, I'm not shy to tell every one of you here, I don't really do landed at all. I only sold 1 landed property. Don't ask me about setback or whatever because I don't know anything. Because why? I want to be focused. I want to tell my customer what I'm good in, right? But you ask me how to make construction costs to make money, I know. Because I only know about numbers only. How to make money, I'm good in. But how to talk about all the setback, all these things, I'm not very fantastic about it here. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you here is how do you convince a customer to actually buy a property. I'm going to share with you how do I use my powerful presentation kit, right? Using my SP3 method and also the 8 key investment strategies when you talk about new launches. Just for example, before we start off here, I always tell the customer, before you buy any properties, make sure you need to know 2 things. First, is there a potential now? Based on today, we don't want to look at the future. Future, a lot of things we are uncertain. Yes, there will be future development. These are all the positive things. But we cannot be assured of the prices will definitely goes up in a sense. Let's look at the potential upside now. The second thing here is any risk. All of us here, why the consumer today are not buying properties? Because a lot of agents has not addressed the risk factor to the customer. All of us here are very scared because why? Everyone who invests in a property is their hard-earned money. A lot of agents fail to realize it in such a way that how can they actually tell their customer the risk? How do you measure the risk? How much is the worst scenario that we're talking about here? Later on, I will cover these 2 things in my so-called example that I'm going to share with you now. This is one of the latest project, Waterfront at Fable, which I'm going to share with you now. How do I look at the potential based on this development in a sense? A lot of people say that, a lot of agents feel that if this development Waterfront at Fable is not near MRT station, that's why I think it's very difficult to sell. I think a lot of buyers may not be keen to. But you look at this development, Faber Crest, which is just beside Waterfront at Fable. It's already 18 years old, my friend. It's already 18 years old. And you look at the transactor price, it's $1,000 per square foot. If you look at Waterfront, the lowest price, if I'm not wrong, is $1,001 per square foot. A brand new development. Can you imagine you are buying a brand new development? What do you think? And a lot of people say low rise cannot make money. You look at the price, the low rise also make money. Always people say, hey, must be near MRT, they can make money. Let me tell you, it's also not true. Because why? Not near MRT also goes up as well. So why do we say that must always be near MRT to make money? Not necessary. But the most important here is that you have to look at the development. Is there a lot of such kind of development that is near to a landed area? There's not, right? Is there a lot of supply? No. If you're buying a property investment, most important, you also need to understand demand versus supply. If there's a lot of supply, is there a risk? If there's not many supply, is it the risk is lower as well? And that's the reason why this low-rise development still goes up in prices because why? There is always a group of buyers who are interested to look for property that is not near MRT1. They want to near the landed place. They want to have that feeling when they go back to a house is of peace. If you guys have not been to the show flat, I think you should be going there to take a look as well. You can feel the peaceful there because why? Life is so tough. Every day we are working from Monday to Sunday. Can you imagine when you go back to a place that is peaceful? And that is what a whole lot of homeowners may be very keen to look at as well. And if you look at the price, what do I mean by potential? Right? First, Sea Hill, 1,007, close to 1,007 plus per square foot. Tri-Lake, which is just nearby to MRT station at Clementi, is average about 1,005 per square foot. If you look at all these condominium, Park West, West Cove, Fabercrest, West Bay, these are all the old properties. Just some of them are easily 35 years old. But today their prices can still transact at 1,001 per square foot. Why? Why a development which is not near MRT can still do well in terms of the price appreciation? Mainly the reason here is because demand versus supply, which is not a lot. That's why the price moves, right? And if you look at rental, just to let you know, Fabercrest, which is just next door, a very old rental is already done at 3,000. Some even done at 4,000. I just take a very conservative. You see, when you want to ask your customer to buy a property, most important is to show them the potential. If those people can buy at 1,000, 4,005 per square foot, I'm happy for them. I actually wish that they make money. Because why? When they make money, if I buy at 1,001, will I make money also? I will also make money. But why must I take risk? I'm more kiasi than anybody seated here. Because why? If I want to invest, I want to make sure my risk is always lowest than the rest of the people, if possible, right? That is more important. Now, the next thing that we want to measure here is the risk. If you take a conservative rental of $3,000, every month your mortgage is about $3,300. If every month I just tell you guys to pay $300 a month, is it a lot to you? Is it a lot? But if you look closer, if you pay $300 a month, actually the tenant is paying you $2,001 a month. Because why? When it comes to a tenant, right, there's always an interest, there's always a principal, right? The principal is $2,001, you pay $300. Eventually, my friend, you are still pocketing $1,008 per month from the returns from your tenant. So, why do I keep telling customer now you should own properties? Because why? Let the tenant help us to save money. You save a little bit of money, automatically the tenant also help you to further save money as well. Isn't it fantastic? You own a property where the tenant helps you to save money. You buy insurance, who pay for you? You pay yourself. You buy property, people pay for you. I would rather ask people to pay for my properties because why? If you look at property long-term wise, will you make money? I'm quite sure you will see. You will definitely agree with me because anyone who hold a property today you easily make some money from your property. And the next thing that you need to look at here is if you purchase a $1.2 million, it's only about $400 a month. Yes, progressively you go down. When it comes to TOP, you probably pay about $2,000. What do I always tell my customer? Force yourself to save money, right? It's the same, just save money, right? Don't look at property as a form of investment. Once you look at property as a form of investment, you will feel very stressful. Oh, jala, will I lose money or not? But if you look at a form of saving, then you don't even feel it at all. Because why? Some of you buy insurance too. Every month you pay how much? Some of you probably pay $1,000 for insurance, right? Why don't you pay a house? A lot of customers tells me, a lot of agents are telling me, Kelvin, you know, a lot of customers says, why must I buy now? Because we got seller stamp duty. But let me share with you, the government is doing us a good favor. Anybody know why? The government, very simple, they just want you to make more money. That's why they ask you hold 4 years first. Don't sell so fast. If you sell so fast, you make very little money, right? So look at long term. If you look at long term, force yourself to save money. Eventually, you make the kind of profit that you wanted to as well, right? To me, it's about force saving. I always tell myself, if I have a chance, I'd rather force myself to save money to earn as many assets as possible. Because why? I just want to tell myself at the age of 50 or 55 years old, can I retire happily if I sell all my properties away? That is what I'm looking at. Do not wait until the moment when you are age 40 plus or whatever, then you really start to work very hard or whatever. Of course, those who are already at 40 plus, not to worry, you still have a chance. Because why? You probably are now the richest person here. Because I recently met a couple. The couple is 52 years old. Wow, my goodness, he has, wow, so fast 5 minutes. Wow, I haven't finished, you know. Okay, so then I better cut short, right? Now, so just to let you know, I finished my sentence, right? The couple they have are 52 years old, have $1 million. Can you imagine $1 million, right? Now, what do I want to share with you here? Out of these 8 key investment strategies, right, my focus is only potential upside and risk. And this is just only one of the anchoring points that I actually share with you here. Just imagine if you have all these things available for you, will it help you to increase your business? I'm sure yes. So this is one of the 8 key investment strategies that I use to help me to increase my, to help all the agents to prepare a presentation kit. I always think that agents must have a presentation kit, a proper presentation kit to talk to your customer. Without a proper presentation kit, you probably cannot share with your customer more things. Just to let you know, recently, based on this presentation that I've done to the agents, some of them managed to get EOI, get the checks from the customer as well. Right? This is Tricia, one of them who actually attended, also actually share with us they actually make some money through all these things. I do a quick one because I only left with 5 minutes, right? How many of you have been talking to sellers? Actually, I hope that I can talk more, right? But due to time, right? A lot of people may not be talking to sellers now. Why? Why must we call seller? First is to create needs. A lot of homeowners today don't have a need at all. They only want to sell unless there's a reason behind it. And that's the reason why a lot of real estate agents, you need to know how to. Many of us here will have objection when you call the seller. Hey, I'm happy with my development. I don't want to sell, right? Sell already, what can I buy? At the end of the day, I cannot buy back my same price. Last time I buy $500. Today, how can I buy back? Right? I believe my prices will still continue to go up. When the agents hear these type of things, automatically you feel sian. Right? You automatically blue down. Because why? I'm a telemarketer before. I know how you feel. I know how you feel, right? But I want to tell you something. When you hear all these things, you must tell yourself, you must be happy. Because why? Means there's a chance. Why? Because why? I've actually spoken to an owner from a 5th floor unit. I shifted him to 6th floor. No need to worry one. Because why? If they like the development, very nice, they enjoy the development, don't shift them anywhere. Shift up only. Right? They are still staying in the same condo. Why must they shift out? They don't need to, in a sense. They don't need to. And that's the reason what that they can do here is to take out their money. How can they work harder, in a sense? If you look at the price index for the last 5 years, what do you see from here? If you look at here, it shows you something. The overall price index has increased for the last 5 years, 30%. Can you imagine, all of you sitting here, if you have one property, the price has easily appreciated 30%. Can you imagine if you have 2 properties now, what will be the price then? Will be 60%. Your price, your wealth actually grow double up, in a sense. And that's the reason why, if you think that the property prices will still continue to go up, my advice to all the sellers here, should you be using your money to work hard for you? Now, let me show you. Based on the current assets now, if you have, after selling off probably, you have 600,000, what can you do with your money? First, put 200,000 in first asset, put another 200,000 in your second asset. The next thing is put 200,000 in your saving bank. If you believe that Singapore in the next 5 years or 10 years down the road can still make money, homeowners should be doing this. If you believe that one property can give you 300,000 profit, can you imagine 2 properties? I believe many homeowners who are sitting here, your property has easily appreciated either 30 to 50, some even 100%. If your money is stuck in the house, is it working? No, it's wasting time. It's time to take out the money to work hard for you. Tell yourself, if you work hard for people for the last 5 years, can you save that 300,000? My friend, all of us cannot save that kind of money by working hard for people. So the only way to do it here is take out the money to work hard for you, for all the sellers. So this is just one of the reasons why I actually share with my customer how they should be restructuring their assets in order to grow their wealth. In fact, there's so many different kind of techniques that you can actually learn in order to convince your customer why they should be restructuring. What kind of financing techniques that you need to learn? For me, I focus on financial, right? Next, just to let you know, this agent here says very something. Say to me, he thanks me because why, Kelvin? I'm so happy my client, instead of I thank my client, the client actually thanked me because why? To them, they never thought that they can own 2 private property, but today they have done it. So can you imagine if all the agents here can go and help a lot of our clients here to grow their wealth? I think you have done a very fantastic good job. The only thing in here is that, are you using the right techniques to help you? Are you using the right methods to talk to your customer? This is something that you probably need to understand further. So if you want to learn more and learn how to make more money, I just want to share with you, you need to have the right techniques and the right system. So I've actually developed something called the fast track system. It's a workshop. First is to share with you how you can actually select the right GTA, how you can actually prepare a script using the WHW model. All right. Next, how do you actually prepare your script to talk to sellers? And what are the financials, or what are the restructuring methods that you can talk to your clients? The financial techniques, the 7 funding techniques that you can actually speak to your clients to help them to grow their wealth, right? Last part is how do you connect via role play that I'm going to share with you. So I have just to share with you here, I have a 2-day workshop on the 23rd and 24th July. It will be a 2 full-day course that I want to share with you. Who should attend if you are lost now and if you really want to learn something, you want to achieve your goal? If you think that your old methodology will not work, you should be here to attend these 2 days, right? If you're just starting and want instant success, you probably want to understand how we go about doing it. I'm going to share with you. Now, if you want to have a breakthrough, I want to double up your wealth, double up your sales, you should be here as well. All right, last, becoming a consultant or investor yourself, I hope that you can consider to take up this workshop. The 2 trainer, myself and my partner CJ, both of us will be doing the training for 2 days. This is my first time I'm doing. The cost is 1688, but today, don't worry, I'm not asking you to pay for this type of price for me as well, right? I'm not going to give you this price. Your investment today is $888 per person. It's only $74 per month. Not to worry. If today you can find a buddy to sign up with you together, it's $688. I can tell you this is only my one time I'm doing this course at this type of prices. Normally I don't, but I hope that you can take this opportunity to improve yourself. The choice is yours, all right? If you want to improve your sales, do it for yourself for these 2 days. For those people who are interested, my guys are outside. You can inquire from there, and I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Time to take action. All right, thank you very much. I hope I don't take a lot of time. All right, thank you.